addressed to the citizens of the USA, the EU and Canada. I'm Ukrainian, I live in Kiev. I want you to be aware of what our country has to pay for your high living standards, your tacit consent to the criminal policy of your financial elites. This video is an effort to break the information blockade your mass media keep you in. It's also an effort to show you that your political leaders, carrying the orders of their masters, have practically imposed an embargo on the truth. I want you to understand that we are being robbed in order to ensure your adequate standard of living. Along with that, not only the international law norms, but all the rest ground rules of the United Nations organization are being cynically transgressed. They lull your conscience with money stolen from other countries. This money goes toward keeping the biggest army in the world, arranging bribery and terror, distracting governments, and slaughtering entire nations who disagree with the global euro-dollar occupation. We want to be free from corrupt politicians who, for the sake of money, advance the interests of the EU and USA only. We are against those politicians who are ready to shoot, beat and cripple their own nations unless the EU and the USA should stop furnishing their parties with money and interfere with their foreign bank accounts. We are against those politicians who are ready to obey all the orders delivered by the IMF and the USA, such as the raising of retirement age, which exceeds average lifespan, increase of utility rates, which exceed average salary, and adoption of laws that destroy our country's industry in order to please the EU and USA corporations. On behalf of our country, they take on credits from the IMF, US and EU, being aware that repayment conditions cannot be fulfilled. They embezzle the credits on the spot, cruelly making the people pay back the debt out of the budget funds. If one of the politicians defends the interests of his nation rather than foreign masters, shows disrespect for the USA and EU, he immediately comes under hot information pressure, financial blockade, blackmail and derision. Belong to a cluster of billionaires and large corporations. All the media get salaries. Each has its own editor-in-chief who always says where their truth is, what they should write about and what should be ignored, otherwise they may lose their jobs. I want the people in our country who, on the whole, I assure you, are kind, polite, sympathetic, tolerant, educated and hardworking, to live normal, adequate life as you do. We are civilized people, and what a group of malicious bosses from the USA and EU is doing is nothing else than barbarity. Thanks to Snowden, I know that all the internet and phones are being eavesdropped. Tomorrow, I may be put in one of the secret or not secret such as Guantanamo, CIA prisons and may be tortured. Tomorrow, I may be accused of terrorism or separatism and confined because I am telling the uncomfortable truth and want to restore justice as many of my friends do. Maybe mercenaries hired by the USA and EU will kill us one by one without any charge or trial, as they did around the world, including the occupied territories of Iraq, Afghanistan and Libya. Human life is nothing for them. CNN, BBC, Euronews and Fox News will justify them and represent them as peacemakers. That is why I am asking for your help. Hear us. We will stand our ground till our hearts is beating and justice and kindness triumph. I understand they will press you using loans, police forces, heavy fines and prisons, but I believe that with your help we will win. Please distribute this video to your relatives, friends and officials, as only together we will be able to gain a victory.